There has lately been a lot of talk about user experience, about prototyping interfaces. It's becoming trendy and fancy, but what does it mean to you? How do you understand what UX actually is? I asked quite a lot of people about it, and you know what? I failed to get even two similar answers. In this course, I'll teach you how to design user interfaces. But before that, I would like to help you to get a clear and deep understanding of the most basic things. Do you know what's that? Well, actually it's an interactive user application. I mean, seriously, look, this service has an interactive user interface with which people interact to access the content they're interested in. By the way, one can clearly see that the user interface is a kind of an interlayer that allows users to manage some interactive service or app to achieve their goals, while the content is potentially useful for a user feeling of the service. So where is UX here, you ask? Okay, look, in general, there is an international standard ISO 9241-210 which defines UX as a person's perceptions and responses that result from the use or anticipated use of a product, system, or service. Please note that UX is not a process of human-computer interaction itself. It's not a characteristic of a product, it's not an interface, it's not usability. User experience is only about the perceptions and responses of a user himself. In other words, UX is something that is inside a user's head. Now let's see how user experience looks like on the example of our interactive application. What users do to access its content, what they experience, and how they respond to the app's feedback. I believe you already have figured out that this stuff you just watched used to happen with real-life services and applications. Each person has his unique background, his experience of using the similar products. Developers will never believe if they realize how many ways users can figure out to solve the same problem in their product. At the same time, they all have very different UX, sometimes generally good, sometimes not. Typically, no one wants a product with bad UX as soon as it has more customer-oriented competitors. Well, it may not be the only reason of a business failure, but definitely one of the major ones. On the other hand, products with good UX are much more likely to take off and make their investors and founders rich. Apparently, UX can't become good just by itself. You have to use a special process which is called UX design. It's a process of creating and improving user experience through user interfaces. That's what you will learn during this course. You will learn how to shape the required user's perceptions and responses, making the product user-oriented on the one hand and profitable for business on the other.